who have strong ties to the president, are still pursuing a bid for Warner Brothers. Greg Clugston, Washington.
The Supreme Court seems likely to expand presidential control over independent federal agencies, signaling support for President Trump's firing of board members. The court's conservative majority suggested in arguments Monday it would overturn a 90-year-old decision that is limited when presidents can fire agencies' board members. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 215 points, the Nasdaq dropped 32. This is SRN News. Christian relief agencies are headed to Asia.
Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, and Sri Lanka have been hammered by a series of cyclones, leaving more than 1,000 people dead and more than 1 million homeless. An army of Christian relief groups are already on the ground. Baptist World Aid is providing food rations, first aid kits, and emergency shelters. Convoy of Hope is whipping up hot meals for people in refugee camps, as well as handing out cleanup supplies in aid of the recovery. Michael Harrington reporting.
A University of Oklahoma instructor has been placed on leave after a student complained about receiving a failing grade on a paper. The student argued her paper, which used the Bible to claim that belief in multiple genders is demonic, was unfairly given a grade of F. The school has issued a statement saying OU remains firmly committed to fairness, respect, and protecting every student's rights to express their religious beliefs. This is SRN News.
And use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
If you want to continue to be one of those uninformed voters, uninformed people in this world, then change the channel because they're going to give you information you can work with.
They got human excrement running all around the place.
Your home smells of feces.
Yes.
People peeing in the streets.
Ooh, do you smell something?
Needles in the streets.
These are not tears. We are vomiting from our eyes.
And yet, what they're worried about? The words you use to call criminals. Because there's a certain stigma they don't want criminals to have to deal with.
Could we talk about something else?
I'm going to give you information that's going to make you have to make a decision, have to do something about what's going on in this country.
Something resembling anything.
If you want to get involved in the conversation, 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Check out my classic podcast. There's so much going on the website, but do something. Get involved.
The Joe Messina Show.
Welcome back to another session of Sanity right here on the Joe Messina Show. It's a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, right? Be involved. And I seriously want to see you get informed so you know what to do, right? You know how to take care of things. This is just getting out of hand. When I say what I mean by that is that our kids don't know. They don't understand what they're up against. They don't understand what's happening around them, the falsehoods that have been and continue to be fed with them. Look, you were told, and it's truth, because the Biden administration people admitted to it as well, that over 300,000 kids were unaccounted for. They couldn't find them. And it's infuriating because we were told that they were tracking them. They knew where they were. And we're finding out how much they lied to us about who was tracked, how was tracked, all of that. Right? And they weren't. They said they couldn't find them. They didn't know where they were. They weren't reporting in. A hotline put in place so that kids would be able to call in and talk about the trouble they were having with their so-called foster parents, went unanswered. You heard it last week. I played the clip where the person running that department said they only had one person. And in only having one person, there wasn't much they could do about it. Now, come on. Anyway. So it took the Trump administration to show up and say, here, hold my beer. Let me show you how it's done, right? Just amazing. And guess what? They've rescued over 62,000 kids from very, very, very bad situations. And I mean very bad. So more than 62,000 migrant children have been rescued by the Trump administration and saved from evil conditions, including sex trafficking, forced labor after they crossed the border without parents. Under the Biden admin, the border czar, remember, what was his name? Yeah, I don't care. Mayorkas? What a piece of work he was. Now, Tom Homan, a real border czar, somebody who really wants to see a difference, he's upped the numbers, said over 500,000 children were smuggled into this country under Joe Biden. They lost track of over 300,000 of them. President Trump committed from day one to do everything he could to find those kids. Right? God bless the guy. And Joe Biden, these people, they couldn't seem to find anything. Anywhere or anything. Just really sad. No, seriously, really sad. He said, we know many of them are in sex trafficking, many are in forced labor, many are being abused. He said, I can't discuss some of the mistreatment we found. But President Trump again proved why he's the greatest. 1,000 children rescued. You can't push back on that. The only thing those idiots can do is complain. Well, what about the other? They can't complain, but they will. What about the other 350 or 400,000? You didn't find a one. You weren't even looking. They knew where a lot of these kids might be. They didn't even go look. Homan said the Biden administration had ignored these kids and wasn't even looking for them. I believe that. Republicans and whistleblowers have alleged well over 300,000 or 300,000 to 500,000 migrant children were missing or lost. Critics say the statistic comes from the Department of Homeland Security from their report last year. Who was in charge last year? Oh, yeah, that Biden guy. Okay. Which concluded that Immigration and Customs Enforcement released some 300,000 migrant children without notices to appear in court. Wow. So they don't really care where they end up. They have no way to track them. Right? They're unaccompanied minors. They have no way to track these kids. During the 2024 campaign cycle, Trump and Homan frequently attacked President Joe Biden for losing track of these kids. It's is what it is. Privately, Biden reportedly lashed out at the Health and Human Services Secretary, Xavier Becerra, over his department's failure to handle a surge in unaccompanied migrant children. Well, why didn't he say it out loud? Right? Why didn't he get out there and just say it? Look, these guys screwed up. I'm all over them right now, and we're going to fix this. That would be the best thing he could have said. Anyway, I just love it. Homan did take note of the backlash Trump has weathered for his aggressive crackdown of the border. I mean, what do you want to do? You want to do it nice? No, seriously. Excuse me, guys. Could you tell me? We don't want to get tough with you again. Can you tell me where these kids ended up? Where you dropped them off? What you did with them? Right? Anyhow, we're gonna go to break. When we come back, we'll see if we'll see if Zoe can talk me off the roof here. Joe was in your house. Don't go far. We'll be right back.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code TREAT at checkout and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
You've been working hard, doing the right thing, and paying your taxes, and putting your hard-earned money in the Medicare piggy bank all your life. And now it's time to break the piggy bank and get something back. Medicare. If you didn't know it, Medicare is health insurance for people over 65, and you paid for it with your tax dollars. Medicare plans now have more benefits than ever. That's good news, especially if you're like me and looking forward to paying as little as possible for good health insurance. Call and find out what Medicare plan is best for you. Save your time. It's valuable. We've already done the research for you, and in one quick phone call, you can learn how to get the best Medicare plan designed exactly for you. Hey, it's one of the most important decisions in your life. Let us help you through it. Here's our number. Call 65 Plus Medicare now. 800-778-8214. 800-778-8214. That's 800-778-8214. Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps? By allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold standard. Find out how to safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report. Protect your IRA today with one simple phone call and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. Call Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship. 800-504-1123. 800-504-1123. 800-504-1123. That's 800-504-1123.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
Attention timeshare owners. Tired of the financial stress? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't or can't use your timeshare anymore? If any of these apply to you, then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation and get the relief you need now. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. That's certainly better than my grades. They even offer a 100% client satisfaction guarantee. Let one of their experienced lawyers evaluate your case and explain the process. If they take you as a client, they'll work on your case until it's resolved in your favor, guaranteed. Expect great service and a close working relationship with your lawyer, keeping you informed every step of the way, protecting your rights, interests, and even your credit. It's that simple. Even a kid like me can understand it. The consultation is free. Call today.
800-875-1853. 800-875-1853. That's 800-875-1853.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
I feel like putting on my leisure suit. You know what I'm saying? 855 Real Joe, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. Love it when you are. Love it when you are involved, when you are engaged, when you are making some things happen. Seriously. Anyway, 855 Real Joe, 855-732-5563, and I do appreciate the time that you spend with us. All is good. Let me see. Come on. Get out of the way here. There you go. Don't you love computers? Isn't technology great, but only when it works? Anyhow, a lot happening out there. A lot I can go over, and Zoe will join us in just a few minutes. I know most of you tuned in to hear him. Not a big deal. I love when he's on, too. All right, Victor Davis Hanson put together a list of facts about Gavin Newsom that just exciting. Seriously exciting. So, Gavin Newsom right now, he's going to end up here in California. Now, he started off with a $38 billion surplus when he became governor. And he's managed to go through a boatload of money, hide money, blow money, and he's going to have, most likely, he'll do better than this. He will be higher than a $17 billion deficit. California has the largest unfunded liability of any other state. You're looking at about $250 billion that they don't have the money to meet. Right? Largest number of homeless. We have the largest number of illegal aliens. We have the most expensive houses. Think about it compared to what we make. Highest gas tax, highest electricity tax, highest sales tax. Now, here's a guy that's trying to do away with natural gas. Right? He wants you to get out of your house because it's dangerous. Yet, we have natural gas fired electrical plants. And they charge us a natural gas delivery fee. It's hilarious. That's $15 billion down the rat hole. Spent on high-speed rail. And not 1 foot of rail has been laid. Not one. Solar plant blows up. Battery plant in Monterey. Remember that? 2 of them. 1 billion solar plant in the desert. Doesn't work anymore. Remember, we were supposed to get 10, 15 years out of that thing. Doesn't work anymore. That's just amazing. 17,000 driver's licenses given to people who can't even speak English. Can't even prove that they're allowed to be here. This is Gavin Newsom. Isn't that great? Now he's looking at funding a reparations commission. I mean, seriously, when is the craziness stop? When are you guys going to stop voting in Nimrods like this to run our country and then complain about how bad it is? Right? He's going to give $500 million in Medi-Cal when Medi-Cal is broken. He's asking the feds for $2 billion to shore up the economy. But he's got it going on. He should keep going after Trump. Yeah, it makes sense. So, 50% of the births are on Medi-Cal here in California. 40% of the population, you hear me? 40% of the population are on Medi-Cal. He gives illegal aliens what? Medi-Cal. It doesn't stop. He doesn't seem to care. And then he gives illegal aliens Medi-Cal. Not supposed to. They're not supposed to get a nickel of that money. Open up. You know what? You want to make it more tasteful, if you would? Open up clinics. Right? Won't ask any questions. Open up clinics to take care of the basic needs. It'd be a heck of a lot cheaper, people. And maybe that's the reason why, if you have the highest income tax, the highest sales tax, and the highest gas taxes, you would think you'd have all kinds of cash in the bank you wouldn't know what to do with. Not this guy. No, he's just a bully. Let me fix that. He's an ignorant bully. And nobody seems to care. As long as he's not a Republican, we're good, right? I love this stuff. I a lot more than you think I do. Because it's just so insane. All right. Let's move on to another one. There's a generational betrayal that's occurred so far. HUD Secretary Scott Turner confirmed that the Democrats have gave government-backed mortgages to illegal aliens. Right? Not American citizens, illegal aliens, who can't even enter into contract legally in this country. Turner said, we took away FHA-backed mortgages from illegal aliens during the Biden administration. They turned a blind eye. They said nothing about it. Over 12 million illegals came over the border. We worked with Secretary Noem to make sure that only U.S. citizens live in HUD-funded housing. No more anything goes. We're mandating that every public housing authority tell us who's living in every unit. And it's unbelievable that this was even allowed. And he's right. It is crazy to think it's that easy to get away with. Let me see. Oh, yeah, you can do this. Right from his mouth, the HUD Secretary's mouth. Take a listen. Maybe.
During the Biden administration, there were over 12 million illegal aliens that came over the border, straining our housing supply and making the costs go up. And so we worked with Secretary Noem at DHS, as you alluded to make sure that only American citizens are living in HUD-funded housing. We also took away FHA-backed mortgages from illegal aliens during the Biden administration. They turned a blind eye. But we're going to keep the law to make sure that these mortgages, which are backed by the taxpayer, go only to the American people. And lastly, we are mandating that every public housing authority give us a comprehensive account who's living in every unit in taxpayer HUD-funded housing.
Wow. Actually, Davis, another impact of that wide open border. Absolutely.
Right? Just amazing. But remember, the open border didn't impact us at all, right? We had safe people in there. We didn't have to worry about anything. Right, because they had vetted everybody, yet they vetted no one. I'm not joking. It's not a funny ha-ha. It's the truth. Well, last month the Marine Corps turned 250 years old, and the 2.5 centuries since its founding. The Marines have evolved into a sophisticated, celebrated, expeditionary arm. All right, we'll hit this on this side of the break. Joe was your host. I think we got Zoe. We'll have him there too. We'll be right back.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's homeownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. That's 800-378-2250.
Limitations and exclusions apply. First month free with purchase of single plan. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for more details.
Life is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. But here's one thing you can control: making sure your loved ones are protected. if the unexpected happens. At EasyPlans.com, we make getting life insurance, well, easy. In just a few minutes, you can apply online and buy direct. No awkward phone calls, no confusing jargon, and no agent will contact you unless you request help. Just clear, affordable coverage, designed to fit your life and your budget. Fast approval, flexible plans, and unlike other online insurance sites, Easy Plans won't sell your information to others. So no endless phone calls and text messages. Whether you're just starting a family, buying a home, or thinking ahead, EasyPlans.com has you covered. EasyPlans.com. We make buying life insurance, well, easy.
America's News Update, I'm John Schaefer. The government shutdown is now in its fourth week, hitting millions of Americans. On Saturday, food assistance funding will run out for more than 40 million people. Flight delays are also rising, with more than 1,000 reported today as air traffic control faces staffing shortages. The Senate failed to pass a short-term spending bill for the 13th time. A new report shows strong private sector job growth over the past 4 weeks. ADP says preliminary data indicates an average of more than 14,000 jobs added per week through October 11th, a big improvement from September. Due to the government shutdown, ADP will now release 4-week employment averages every Tuesday. Hurricane Melissa is pounding Jamaica, marking one of the strongest landfalls on record in the Atlantic. The storm is bringing life-threatening flooding, heavy rainfall, and landslides across the western part of the island.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
Is it true you're getting a divorce as soon as your husband recovers his eyesight?
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe. 855. I love having Zoe on with us. Let me just bring him on. AlfonZo Rachel joins us as he does every week. Always love what he's on with us. He is the host of the ZO Loft, the ZOpium Den, and definitely an Anti-Fuddy Duddy Bible Study. And so, how we doing?
Oh, we're doing groovy, man. Hey, man, the devil didn't want us partying tonight, man. For what we was going to talk. He cut my audio feed and all that sort of stuff. That petty punk.
Well, you know, he runs the NSA, so he made it all. Hey, one of your favorite people in Texas? What's her name? The Congresswoman now that she's going to run for Senate.
Oh boy.
What's her name? Cracker. What's her name?
Oh man, she probably just burst into flames that you just said that, man. them Venus flytrap eyelashes of hers just probably curled back and all that.
She was, I think her opening or at the end, it's just a picture of her just sitting there trying to look beautiful, look at me kind of thing, right? When she did the presser where she came out, there was nothing in there as to what she was going to do. And And, everything was about stopping these other guys, and she needs to have more power, and. So I'm saying to myself, sweet Jesus, okay, see you later. I hope she doesn't have a chance of getting into the Senate,
Yeah, I hope not either. In Texas, I'm trying to warn you. Don't be worried about your state becoming a Democrat state. What you need to worry about is that it goes back there. It goes back to being a Democrat state. It's been a Democrat state longer than it was a red state, if you will. So if you're not careful, you'll end up going back there.
Yeah. So Kirk Cameron came out today. You better grab your chair because I know this is going to send you into orbit.
He came out. He's the gay?
Yeah.
Is that what, like in the interview, this person sitting across from him going, why
anyway, he came out. He came out today, and he said, maybe yesterday, he came out and he said, look, he no longer believes in eternal damnation. He said that he can't believe that a loving, caring God would do that to somebody for eternity, and now he believes in annihilation, that your hell, so to speak, will be totally being separated from God forever.
So again, I gotta ask, why are you gay? No, okay, it's the Cameron. Because you've totally given your mindset over to the godless as far as that goes. Here's the thing about eternal damnation. Because you just can't, you refuse to handle the truth. Now, this is the really serious, I mean, it's all serious, but this is the stumbling block seriousness that Kirk Cameron is doing. If Cameron says that annihilation is what happens, dude, that is what the suicidal hope for. You understand? You understand what you're doing, Kirk? You're basically telling people, hey, man, there is no eternal hell. If you feel like you have to commit suicide, that really is the easy way out because there is nothing.
You know what? That's a great point that I hadn't thought about. Yep.
Yeah, you just get annihilated. You just wiped out of existence. That's cruel, man. That's a stumbling block, and it's really blasphemy. So hell, man, is a place that people go who just refuse. It doesn't matter if you could be the goodest person on earth, but if you refuse to recognize God for who he says he is, when he's giving you the empirical evidence, there will be the evidence that upon evidence that God is who he says he is. And in that moment where people are still like, I still don't take Jesus as my intercessor, I want my own truth and all that sort of stuff, God's like, I can't let you be in my kingdom and be a liability to everybody else because you will cause chaos and it won't be heaven anymore. You got to go. All right? My angelic bailiffs will snatch you up and toss you out of my courtroom, and you can go ahead and remain in contempt of court. And you can go ahead and keep your own truth all you want to and burn in your pride forever. Because you're immortal now. Yeah. See, I brought you out of hell. I raised you back from the dead to show that I am the resurrection. You're immortal now. You will never die. You could have stayed with me and be immortal, but now you can just go to hell and be immortal.
Oh yeah, he was being the compassion part, a compassionate God. Why would God, set something that evil, that nasty, that terrible up for eternity? Do you understand what eternity is?
Right.
And yeah, actually, yes.
Yeah. See, just because he can't comprehend it, it's like, man, are you that full of yourself that just because you can't comprehend it, that it's beyond God?
Well, think about, wait a minute. You know the guy he runs around with, Ray Comfort, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray must be bouncing off of walls right now with all this. Because I know he's not on board with it. I know very much he's not on board with this, but... Anyhow, I get a kick out of it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I doubt Kirk will probably ever hear, our discussion on it. I hope he does. I hope a lot of people hear it because, I mean, not just him, because there's a lot of people who have that mindset, and that's not compassion. It's cruel. And God is a compassionate God, and because of God's love for those who follow him, he's like, I'm not going to let these people come in and cause chaos for you. Kirk Cameron would cause chaos with this contrary mindset, because God is like, look, these people, this kind of mindset has caused chaos, death, suffering, and oppression throughout the world. It doesn't matter how good you think you are. If you don't cross, I mean, basically, these are people, you would know the truth if it died for you.
Go a step further with this, though, right? If you and I as believers truly believe and understand what hell is all about. And this is where that, I think, throws them off. You're going to go out of your way to make sure that your friends, your loved ones, people around you know about this Jesus fella, know about who Christ is and truly what he means, because they know where you're going if you don't believe, if you don't accept.
Yeah. It's like, man, do you think that Jesus went through all that work that he went through, the suffering that he did to save you from annihilation? But it's like, oh, you're dead now and poof, you're gone. That's it. It's like, no, Jesus, like, hell is a place that you don't want to go, because when you go there, you're stuck there forever, and it's going to really suck.
No, you're right. And when you tell people, they believe it's all hooey. And I think part of my personal opinion is because we have so many nut job Christians running around, like we have nut job conservatives and nut job Republicans, that, people, that's coming from so-and-so. Yeah, I don't know if I really believe that, They're basing it on a person instead of on Jesus. And that's going to be on them. Not us, but it's going to be on them as a whole because of how they presented themselves.
Yeah, because even Jesus at some point is just like, look, man, I'm not going to deal with you. It's like, you think I'm going to chase you down? I did all the work. But if you think I'm going to chase you down and beg you, to be in my kingdom, it's like, you don't want to be here. That would be hell for you just to be in my kingdom. You don't want anything to do with me.
Yep.
Well, you go ahead and you try to make your own truth. Good luck with that.
I heard a pastor do a piece over the weekend, which I appreciated. And he was talking about these Christians that wouldn't vote for Trump or to keep putting Trump down and yada, yada, yada. And he said, look, I don't know how you're basing this on. I don't know what you're using. God's given us the ability to vote, to rule ourselves. And first off, once you believe that, now you have to look at the candidates, whether there's 20 or 2. Which ones, and I'm sorry to put it this way, this is him, because which ones line up more with your biblical principle? I could have a guy that doesn't believe in God, but more lines up my Christian principles than a guy who gets up there and tells me he goes to church every Sunday. So you need to think it through before you check that box off. We're going to go for a quick break. Be back in a minute. Don't go far.
Have you ever picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but then when you go to use it, it's not very absorbent? That's why MyPillow has developed the MyPillow towels. Towels that work. The 6-piece towel set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. And right now you can receive a 6-piece set for only $39.98 with promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special, and enter promo code USA, or call 800-951-8175. That's MyPillow.com, promo code USA.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Do you have a story to tell? Bring your story to life with audiobooks. Great stories deserve great storytelling. Audiobook Network provides professional voice actors and full production services for every author's manuscript. From narration, production, and editing to distribution, promotion, and sales, Audiobook Network handles everything. If you have a print book, ebook, or even a manuscript, call Audiobook Network now and get our free audiobook guide. 800-734-1229. 800-734-1229.
I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor, Get the Tea. Get the Tea carries all natural, non-GMO organic teas and supplements made in the USA. Get the Tea's ingredients are the purest available. My favorite is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that when combined really keep things moving. I drink it every day and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors, natural, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is life change tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Attention. This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
Never mind, dear. Chin up. That's right, both of them. Yeah.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Send me an email, joe@joemessina.com, joe@joemessina.com. And I do mean it. I'm obviously, I so much appreciate you listening, tuning in, commenting. If you head up to the website, joemessina.com, there are smarter people than I in the chat room, and you can converse with them, and they'll let you know whether you're right. They'll let me know whether I'm right. So, anyhow. AlfonZo Rachel joins us as he does every week. Always appreciate his time with me. We lovingly refer to him as Zo. He is the host of the ZOpium Den, the Anti-Fuddy Duddy Bible Study, and the ZO Loft. And Zo, before we get rolling and yakking away here, tell people how they can find you.
Thanks, man. I'm at bronzeserpentmedia.com, and hope y'all drop by, populate the powwows and all that sort of stuff. And let me know that you heard and saw me on the Joe Messina show.
You know, so we were talking before the break about, and voting and, Joey B. And I guess Donald Trump's not enough of a Christian for Christians, so they won't even come out and vote. Bad man, bad orange man, or so. I don't even know, whatever. So we lost, the numbers aren't quite there yet. We lost track of between 300 and 500,000 children during the Biden administration coming over the border, unaccompanied minors. Now, I don't know if you know this part, but they actually set up a hotline for these minors so they could call if they felt like they were being abused by their foster parents. They didn't check up on these kids. They did nothing, absolutely nothing. And now while Joe Biden is getting ready to leave office, they had to admit there were 370-some-odd-thousand kids that they knew they couldn't account for. Since Donald Trump, from day one, Tom Homan was doing an interview, and he said, look, among the first few orders he signed was to go find these kids. I want to know where these kids are. And so far, they've been able to rescue 62,000 of them. Think of that number. 62,000 kids they've rescued from sex trafficking, child labor. You don't see this on any mainstream news channels. You don't see any Democrats saying, look, I can't stand the guy. I think he sucks. He shouldn't be president. But I got to give him credit for finding those 62,000 kids. They can't do it. Their tongue would fall out. Yeah. Right? So to you Christians, I don't know if you have any words for them. I'll let you go in a second. But for you Christians who won't vote for him because you don't like the way he talks and he's had too many wives and he's got too much money, you were going to vote for the guy that was going to keep letting unaccompanied minors come over, being given to people who probably selling them into sex slavery. You were good with that, apparently. Not cool.
Well, they probably say, well, I didn't vote for him either. But, but no, I think, folks, yeah, I get it, man, where it's, we're always kind of feeling like we're having to vote for the lesser of two evils. And I reckon we're quite tired of that. We're very tired of it. Just know that if you don't vote at all, you definitely, you've allowed somebody to put a vote in your place, and they're definitely going to vote for the greater of the two evils. It's like, look, this is earth, it ain't heaven. Yeshua ain't on the ballot. He is my ultimate governor. He is who I don't think of myself as being ruled in earthly rulership the way a lot of people do. The Lord says, hey, the authority is the authority. And you're supposed to follow that authority if that authority is following me. You have the right to question your authority. And I think what people are doing, they're like, look, man, I'm not comfortable with this. I really do get it. But just like you said, man, sainthood is, if I may paraphrase, it's not a requirement. It's preferred. Like for you and me, we prefer it. Sure, we prefer our president to be a Christian president and a God-fearing, not just a believer but a follower. But the reality is, you kind of have to take what you can get, in terms of what's going on here, and you try to hold these people accountable as much as you can and let your voice be known and say, look, we want a leader who is going to be following God's direction on this. Yeah. And so Trump doing, things like that, he's going to drop the ball here and he's going to run the ball some yards there, and, what we can do, what we got to do is be able to be careful about how we can, encourage him in the right direction and say, hey, man, this, what you're doing right here, you might want to correct that, right. Get on the Lord's frequency here.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, some people will think it's surface. I don't think it's totally surface. I've got friends that have worked in the White House under him the first time, and friends that now not necessarily work under him, but work in the departments under him. We're talking about Trump here. And can you imagine? I want you to think about Christmas when Biden was in there and all the transgender, gay, homosexual, what were they, dancing around the White House. Remember that? That was a Christmas celebration. And then on Easter, it was Transgender Awareness Day. That's what he turned it into. And you had that transgender guy, girl, whatever, touching themselves. You know what I'm saying, right? You had all this stuff going on. You had Sodom and Gomorrah going on inside the gates of the White House. Now, I'm not, and you know me, I'm not sticking up for the guy, but here's the thing. They're having prayer meetings in the White House, okay? They're having worship services in the White House in the beginning of the week. I can go through a whole bunch of stuff where my buddy tells me you could walk into a room where they're getting ready to have a meeting and everybody in there is holding hands and praying before they start the meeting, asking for God's guidance. Now, some people can say, okay, well, what God, what the... I'm not going to go down that road. I'll take the crack. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll take the crack that God can get in there and reach those people who truly love God, and those people can truly reach people inside the White House. You wouldn't see that under Obama. You wouldn't see that under Biden. You definitely wouldn't see that under Clinton. He was too busy chasing other things other than God. But you see what I mean, right? You got to see where I'm giving him a little slack. Yay?
Yeah, totally. I mean, rather than seeing prayer meetings and stuff like that, what we ended up with seeing a video of two dudes having sex in the sin chamber. That's what we ended up getting.
And wait a minute, not to interrupt you, but he just did that speech, for the, what was it, Pearl Harbor Day was one of them, where he invoked the name of Jesus Christ and said, our Lord and Savior, the one that we should be looking to for power and guidance. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll take it. But I'll take it for all the wrong reasons. But go ahead.
Well, the thing is, I definitely appreciate the praying, the petitioning to the Lord. But like I said, I think where people are having reservations is that, look, man, that's all well and good. But what I'm seeing is a person who's showing that he's more of a believer than a follower.
Right.
Okay. There's the difference. And I think with a lot of Christians, and I'm one of them. I'm like, the Lord deserves better than me. He doesn't, as we've said 1,000 times, demons believe in God. We're not really impressed that somebody is praying to God. Okay. I mean, even demons were like basically praying to God. Hey, what have you got to do? Are you here to torture us before our time? Hey, can you let us go into the pigs? That's praying to God. Okay. So were they followers of Jesus? No, but they believe in him. So that's why we're, and now that doesn't mean that Trump is as hostile towards, God as these demons were or anything close. But it's like for us, anything less than following God, being his follower, is, it's like selling ourselves and our faith in God's short. But once again, we don't want to be so heavenly minded, if you will, that we're of no earthly good. We have to, be encouraging that, hey, Trump, and don't just pay lip service to God. Your prayer council, even people in your prayer cabinet are very questionable. Okay, and I'm with you when we're talking about, hey, if you don't like Trump, then hey, you must have issues with King David. You must have issues with Solomon. Even the Lord put Israel under the rule of Nebuchadnezzar for a while. But let's not sabotage ourselves with just being like totally withdrawn and we're just not going to be in the game as far as it goes and do this thing where God is on the throne and God's going to handle it. Yeah, as I've said before, God is on the throne. He is our point of authority, but from that authority, he gives instructions. We have marching orders. Yes. All right, we have to mobilize. We have to do things.
Well, that's my irritant is that I think, personal opinion, I think those Christians who won't engage, first of all, they're disobeying God. That's number one. Number two is the excuses they use and the fact that they don't like him and he's a this and he go like, really? So you've not done anything to tee off God or that goes against God, maybe on a daily basis, whether it's a thought you had or some filthy language you had or something you watched on your smartphone. You've done nothing wrong, and yet you're pointing to a guy, one of the most powerful people on the planet, who probably talks about God more than you do in the public eye. I mean, I'll take the crack. I want the crack to start. You know what I'm saying? I can help speak to them once I got the crack going there, and not the kind of crack that some people are thinking.
Thanks for the clarification. Yes.
All right, tell people where to find you, brother.
Thanks, man. I'm at bronzeserpentmedia.com and ZO Loft, ZOpium Den, SledgeX. You guys stop by.
All right, well, God bless. I love what you do. All right, people, you stuck with me in the next hour. I got a whole bunch of stuff now after talking to Zoe to go after you with. We'll be back in a few minutes.
America's News Update, I'm John Schaefer. The government shutdown is now in its fourth week, hitting millions of Americans. On Saturday, food assistance funding will run out for more than 40 million people. Flight delays are also rising, with more than 1,000 reported today as air traffic control faces staffing shortages. The Senate failed to pass a short-term spending bill for the 13th time.